Hello Capricorn, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So Capricorn, we're going to look at not all, these are not all the elements of your life, but three major ones. We're going to look at work, money, finances for you. We're going to look at your personal relationships, and we're going to look at your spiritual journey. I'm going to delve into the past, present, future, and advice for you on all three elements of these parts of your life. I'm going to get started with the Animal Oracle deck to get sort of a main message or theme for you. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the tarot and dig out more juicy info. It is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate. If it does, there is an extended. And the link to that is at the top of the description within this video. Actually, in the extended, I look at the blind spot in those three areas of your life, because you do get advice in this one. You're going to get blind spots. But right now, main message theme for Capricorn. Main message theme for Capricorn. My cabbage corns. I almost called you the old goats. The water goat. Learn from the past. Money, finances, and work. Learn from the past. It sounds so Capricorn to me. Like, because you guys have the devil card, which doesn't mean you are the devil. It just means that you spend a bit of time throughout this lifetime negotiating all sorts of things that are for you and not for you. They seem like they're for you, and then I don't know anymore. And learn from the past. Personal relationships. You have koi fish spirit. There's always enough. There's enough of you to go around. Maybe it doesn't feel like it. Your spiritual journey is be peace. That's beautiful. I think that's the same thing that Scorpio had, was be peace. Look at this, so funny. And actually, freedom is yours. Horse spirit's at the bottom. That's what Scorpio had for personal relationships. Oh, that's interesting. So, learn from the past. There is always enough in personal relationships. Is there? I don't know. Maybe that's what you're looking for, that there's enough. Maybe enough give and take, enough equality, enough fish in the sea. This is a fish. Let's see what we get. Cabbage corns. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Past, present, future, and their advice for money, finances, work, personal relationships, spiritual journey. There's a new fly in the house. My dog Lily, my son just went for a bike ride with his friend, so she's like freaking. She's like, he left without us. So she's gonna sit by the front door and wait for him now. In the past, the Hermit. Presently, you were the Magician. In the future, you were the Emperor, and your advice is the Devil. Holy major Mother Arcana. Jesus, Murphy. What are you going on here? Capricorn. Masculine energy. Every one of these is a depiction of masculine energy. You can see them, right? Have I got them down? And here you go. There you go. Let me pull everything down a little bit for you. So in the past, you were the Hermit. Isolated, solitude. Maybe you were working on your own a lot. If you were working in a group, it kind of felt like, well, I really feel you were working pretty independently. Let's just say that. Self-disciplined, very introspective in terms of what you were working on and how you were doing it. This could be just money and finances too. Maybe you're kind of hiding your money and your finances. Presently, though, the Magician, you are utilizing cosmic energy through the body to physically manifest things. So it's a little bit learning from the past. Look at this. Look at how the Hermit is looking right at that card. I wanted to say, as I looked at the Magician, like, everything you learned here, you're applying it now into the physical. And right, learn from the past. What worked, what didn't work? Does it work for me? Maybe it worked before, but is it working for me? It gave me results before, but how does it make me feel? Do I still want to pursue this? Is it something that still is for me? In the future, leadership, baby, like nobody's business. You're going to lead with your head and not your heart. I wonder why, because your advice is the Devil, though. What the hell? Is this, I'm really wondering, like, is your advice to open up some sort of a new karmic contract here? I do want to say, okay, if we look beyond like the concept of what the devil is, and it's kind of like the struggles that we have. So like you have like, well, here you have Virgo, and there you have, I like to call it Gemini. Well, Gemini and Virgo, really, because they both got Mercury energy. And then you have Aries, and then you have Capricorn. So just the fact that this is your reading, your advice is to be you. Wholeheartedly, whatever feels right for you, and how to take leadership in your life, how to take control over your business, work, and finances, do it. That's it. And because your future is very heavy leadership energy, taking control of a situation, taking control. Okay, so your personal relationships, hope it's not so heavy. In the past, you had temperance. You still, all your cards are major arcana up to this point. This is very big, whatever this is. These are big things that you're negotiating. Presently, oh, there we go, the Four of Pentacles. Your future, whoa. You have the Emperor and the Empress sitting above each other. Your advice is the Lovers. Capricorn. You going, hon? Okay, go, baby. Have fun. Sorry, little interruption. Capricorn, you have, how many cards do we have? 2, 4, so that'd be 8. So out of 8 cards, you have 7 major arcana. This is the end of my day. What you doing to me? Wow. Okay, I gotta just keep pulling. I gotta keep pulling. Judgment. You have another one. Y'all saw me shuffle this up, right? The Queen of Cups, the Six of Swords, and then that. Okay, we calm down a little bit there. And the Knight of Swords. The Sun is at the bottom. How have you done this? The Hierophant reversed. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 out of 12 possible? Oh, not 12, 14. 10 out of 14 cards here are major arcana. You're negotiating big stuff right now. Like you're shifting through big things. You're learning big lessons, big parts of your life journey here. Your advice is to take action, move, take action, go. Presently, you're sitting still. Oh my gosh. We already talked about the top a little bit here. Personal relationships, right? There's always enough. Koi fish spirit. In the past, you had temperance. Being patient, alchemizing. I love it because it's sitting underneath the Hermit. I just choked on my own spit. I'm okay. Anybody coughs these days, you're like, oh my God, are they all right? I'm okay. But I totally coughed on my own spit. I think I gasped when I pulled out more major arcana. So in the past, being patient. While being in that point of being patient, working on your self-discipline. Becoming harder and more durable through time and experience. Just be careful you're not becoming too hard, with your future being like the Emperor and your advice is the Devil. Oh, I can hardly wait to clarify the Devil. Presently, look at you have the Four of Pentacles. So this is Sun in Capricorn too. Capricorn and Saturn with the Devil. So what is that feeling of restrictiveness? Now, presently, you're protecting against what could be an uncertain future or coming out of an uncertain past or a precarious past. It's not uncertain, it's your past. You kind of know it. So more like a precarious past. So presently you're protecting that. Now this is personal relationships. So I feel like you're keeping things pretty close to your chest. You're not sharing a lot about yourself or of yourself or with yourself. Both Virgo, both the Hermit and the Magician are very sort of solitary energies to me, because you're working just within yourself. And if you're working with anything else, it's just you and spirit. That's pretty much it. Nobody else is involved in that. So your future is the Empress. And then your advice is the Lovers. Whoa. Maybe this devil is naughty. I don't know. I've never pulled out a spread like this. I think your devil might be a naughty devil. But so in the past, for your spiritual journey, Judgment, being reborn, going through self-reflection, alchemizing your past and your future, changing your base metal into something more substantial to move forward, to being ready to go into new challenges, new concepts, new relationships, new like everything. Y'all were the ones that pulled out, like, was it with 21 major arcana in an extended reading I did months ago. They weren't all the same because we had a few repeats, right? So we had a few repeats, and like I feel like you're kind of like swimming in that energy here of, because 21 major arcana and the world card, which is number 21, the last card of major arcana means you've completed a major cycle here, and successfully. Boy, I want to say successfully when you pull out 21 for 21. A second chance, your new lease on life, whatever that might be for you. It might be a whole lot of shit with this much major arcana. And these are big major arcana, I feel like I think they're really in terms of alchemizing energy, creating abundance, manifestation, working in conjunction with the universe, bringing from above so below, creating concepts into 3 dimensions. And your future is pretty intense with the Emperor and the Empress. Which one are you? I don't know. Boy, you're one and the same. Look at where these are sitting. Okay, like these are to me like the pairs. This is the pair in this group. The Emperor, the Empress, the yin and the yang energy of the masculine and the feminine. And I feel like really at the highest pinnacle of what you could reach. The Emperor, the epitome of all of the kings in the deck, and the Empress, all of the queens in the deck. The similarity between these two cards, there's a reason for it, right? There's definitely a reason for it. I kind of feel like here, so your advice, the clarifiers might be interesting because this is moving from being karmically and toxically bound to something to being divinely guided into something. Like your 2 areas here of future and advice mirror each other, but in the polarities of masculine to feminine, control to release. Really interesting setup. So anyway, so for your personal relationships, I think your future is grand, and I think your advice is to love like there's no tomorrow. I don't know what that feels like. Love like there's no tomorrow. Feel union between energies for the beauty that it can be as opposed to the toxic entrapment that it can feel like. Release. Release the hold, the protection. And know too that I want to say that you are lovingly protected and guided here with Temperance and the Lovers. Like there's angels on either side here. Angel here, a Judgment. So spiritual journey. And okay, presently your heart is open, you're feeling it, you're in your feels. You are, wow, right? Magician, 4 Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. So like you've manifested from a point of protection into a point of expansion, a point of contraction to expansion, expression. Your future, the universe is taking you there. Don't you worry about a thing. The 6 of Swords, the universe taking you there. Don't you worry about a thing. Your advice, when you see it coming, don't hesitate and go for it. Oh my goodness, Capricorn. I didn't expect this. Well, I really never know what to expect. Actually, I don't go in with any expectations, to be honest. Oh, there you go. Of course I didn't expect it. The birds are singing like crazy out there for you, too. Hear them? They're getting cheeky. If the bird feeders get a little low, the morning doves, they come on to the railing or the ledge of my window. And they're looking in the house. Oh, where's the food? It's like, gosh, I thought the squirrels were cheeky. I don't know what I created out there. What do I want to... Okay, the devil. That's the first thing. Your advice is the devil. Oh. Is it naughty? Is it freeing yourself from... Oh, it's freeing yourself from something. The free yourself from expectation. There you go. 5 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Free yourself from expectation. That's your advice. Okay, but that has to do with your money, work, and your finances. So free yourself from any sort of expectation. You don't know how something is going to go. Your future is good. So don't worry about it. Free yourself from expectation. Because that in itself can feel like controlling. Like thinking, oh, well, I really need this to happen for me to do that. Or this and that and that, right? Like just free yourself. The Emperor in the future. The 8 of Swords to a brand new beginning. There you are, because you're manifesting it right now with the Magician. If you haven't been able to, maybe if you, I don't know if you haven't been able to move. Well, you haven't been moving. You've been the Hermit. If you haven't been able to move, you are currently manifesting that. Like, it's almost like not even, it is what you are physically doing. I'm sorry, my hair. It is what you are physically doing. But what you were physically doing is not necessarily anything. Your inaction has created manifestation. And I don't mean that you're not like getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth and brushing your hair and making breakfast and doing whatever you do. But you are not actively participating in things around you. Energy that is outside of your own. And because of that, you are freeing yourself. So there you go. So, okay, presently in terms of personal relationships, you're not doing much about that. You're kind of holding tight. So I want to say, it doesn't mean that you're not talking to your friends. This kind of feels like to me, you're not growing it. Whatever you have, you're keeping it close with you. You're not really, actually, it's kind of nice. It kind of feels like maybe you have 4 close homies, and those are the ones that you're keeping tight with you right now. You're not letting, there's certain things around you that you're not letting go of. You've kind of come to a realization perhaps about what are the important relationships in your life, which ones do have value, and you're going to hang on to those ones. But because you're like this, you're not really open to anything new coming in. Your hands are full with what you got. But I think you got to get ready to open your hands up for something else. Weird. So let's see what this Empress energy is for you in the future. The 4 of Cups and the Moon. Ow, the card stabbed me. What's the Queen of Swords? She stabbed me. The 4 of Cups and the Moon in your future. God, it almost feels like it could have been a missed opportunity. But there's a lot of confusion around it with the Moon. A lot of unknown. But it's abundant. You may even be taken on a path in the future in terms of being asked to grow and expand your friendship groups, your personal connections. You may not know where these are going, but I tell you, these are going in a really good place. So it's almost like a little, we know that you're tight here with your energy and you're not one to want to be like sharing it a lot with others. We're going to introduce something new here for you. Be just a little bit open. We know that there's going to be a little bit of mystery behind this, but it's not the devil. It's the Lovers. You're free to make your choices in this too, where the devil kind of feels like sometimes that's not something you're free to make a choice in. I like to think like you do make choices, but it's almost like the universe may kind of manipulate you in a way to get you to go down a certain path. I really think it plays out like that sometimes, but it's based on you requiring certain lessons and growth and expansion in this lifetime. And if the universe paves a path in front of you that looks like it's covered in dog poo and cat pee, you're probably not going to go down it. So if it is covered in dog poo and cat pee down the way, they're going to have other paths around that are covered in like corpses and carnage and a whole board. Like, this is the best looking path right now. It's actually, you don't even see the dog poo and cat pee because you're going to go down this path. That's kind of like what the devil can be like. If you're being guided to something, we have to get our brains like reprogrammed in terms of what heaven and earth and devil and hell are. It's really about how divinity works in and of and with and around us and through us. And you are part of this process, and divinity knows exactly how you're going to react. So there are certain times you got to go and you got to take the hard lessons. You got to do the hard knocks sort of crap. That, your advice here is to get to, I feel like, to put that to rest, to put the hard knocks to rest. Remove expectation, because your expectations might be kind of holding on to this devil card, kind of expecting that the universe is going to give you another path that's got dog poo and cat pee down at the end of it. Like, I don't want any. That stinks and it's really crappy. I don't like that. No, that's the Lovers. It's the Lovers, so it's nice. Because, yeah, maybe you're like, okay, I got out of that path. I'm not going to take any paths for a while. I'm just going to hold my coins. I'm going to hang on to what I know is not dog poo and cat pee. I'm going to, like, just be good with that. Let's look. The Lovers. What is all this? The Page of, the Lovers. How do the Lovers, do you see the way the Lovers is laying there on top of this Knight of Swords? That's what I feel like you're going to be guided towards and charged. But I don't know if you're meeting it in the middle. Maybe you're meeting this energy in the middle because you're going to be guided. I want to keep that there. That's really interesting that it's sitting above the Knight of Swords and it's sitting on top of it now. The first thing that came out was the Page of Cups and then the Eight of Pentacles. And then I think it was the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. This is something that's going to start off kind of sweet and gentle, innocent. But I feel like right away, almost wanting to put the work in with the Eight of, like going from that to the Eight of Pentacles. This is something to invest in, right? And it's going to need investment. If it's starting off as the Page of Cups, you're going to need to invest in this. The King of Swords and the Queen of Wands, it is an investment. You're definitely going to intellectually have an investment here. And dynamic. There's an interesting dynamic playing out here. The King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. There's a lot of, I want to say, intellect that comes in from two levels here. Like a very strategic intellect with the King of Swords. And then the Queen of Wands is a very intuitive and gut feeling approach here. Using your dynamic self to create your new beginning. Or to create whatever it is that you want to create and grow here. But there isn't an initial kind of getting this going. But it feels like real quick. It feels like something that I would put the work in. This is worth putting the work in. Judgment. That was your past. The Chariot, another major arcana. Oh yeah, two in the Moon and the Lovers again. So you've with your spiritual journey, you have taken in the past. You took this. You took this call to be released. You took this call to move forward. I love that it's all associated with water. I mean, their coffins are floating in the water. This is Cancer energy, so it's all about water. Emotional movement here. So you may not even be doing anything physically. Like emotional movement, because too, you were balancing the waters. Your mind, your journey, your spirit, your manifestation, your intellect. In your spiritual journey, you've already taken an emotional move. Presently, I think you're holding this emotional move, and you might even be like studying it and getting comfortable with it and getting familiar with it. Looking at, and yeah, because it's more Cancer. The Queen of Cups. looking at the sensitive side of you, the love within you, connecting intuitively. It almost looks like you're looking at yourself emotionally, like you've picked yourself up and you're holding yourself, like presenting. It's almost like Shakespeare holding the skull, but it's like holding your own skull and looking at you and seeing it from outside, from an outer perspective. In the future, emotion, like the energy changes here. Going strongly towards your life journey. And I feel like you're going to be guided to this. There's going to be a sense of movement, like just situations happening in a certain way that all of a sudden you have movement here. You're going somewhere. So what is the Six of Swords? The Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Four of Swords. You're going towards your happiness. You're going towards what heals you. You're going towards what offers you new paths with the Page of Pentacles. You're definitely going towards what has to offer you new paths here that's based on your internal happiness and healing and resting. What's this Knight of Swords advice? Charge towards the Lovers, because the Lovers came out. The Knight of Swords is advice, and it landed on the Lovers. That's crazy. The Eight of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. This is like charging towards something that you have a lot of distance in. There is massive distance here. There's physical distance. There's emotional disappointment and emotional distance here. But okay, I want to say because you've alchemized it. And it doesn't have to be a relationship that's coming back for you again. I mean, it could be, if that's what resonates for you. But what I feel like is charging beyond like what has made you feel sort of like going past this isolated hermit energy. Going beyond that. The Five of Cups is a lot of this alchemy for me. Like what you would be alchemizing the past, like past disappointments to move forward. And moving forward was the Eight of Cups, was emotional withdrawal. Because your past here, your spiritual journey, is almost like coming back emotionally. You're charging, it's almost like you're alive again. That's how I would describe that. That would be a good, because there's so much major arcana. So this is a significant aspect within you. Like, yeah, like you're alive again. And the Sun was on the bottom. Freedom is yours was on the bottom. These are great cards for the bottom here. Yeah, take your freedom. You are alive again. And I feel like the universe is trying to tell you the paths that we have lined up for you, they're not stinky. There's no stinkiness down those paths. The Seven of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Oh, you know what? You might be, maybe you're defensive towards things because you've given more of yourself than you've received. It's time to drop that. Drop it. Then don't. Don't give more of yourself than what you receive. Drop that shit. Now I can't pick everything up because I cut my nails. All right, there we go. Capricorn, that was so interesting. Just give me a second here. Yeah. I don't know, this card, this came up for someone else too. I got sort of a similar message. I am getting it here now. There is always enough with personal relationships. So, I mean, if you are closing off certain personal relationships, there's always, I mean, you're like, there's always enough for everyone. Like, there's good things out there for you. There definitely is. So if you feel like you've weeded through quite a bit of stinky paths, there's still some really nice paths out there to be explored. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Until next time, to be gentle with yourselves. Bye.